Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
Alright, Extraordinary Culture Podcast is back with the Vampire's Point of View on LSP6. We're back to a 32 band bracket here. This was a really cool bracket, man. There was some awesome stuff in here. Some horror punk, nice and timely for the October season. But I'm ready to break this down if you guys are.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so our first... right off the bat, man, that first song in the bracket was Hellgreaser, Back from the Dead, and they were competing against Sea Peoples, or Sea People S. I apologize if I'm saying any band names wrong or any song names wrong. The New American Dream.
Yeah, it's almost not fair.
Yeah.
This bracket is almost not fair, because the first song started off, I was like, this song's cool. I like this song. It's kind of got like a Calabrese kind of vibe to it. I thought, hey, all right, I like this. It's a good jam. And then we get to the next one, and more of a punk jam than the other one. What's the name of that song?
It was the New American Dream.
The New American Dream. Yeah, the video was cool. I thought the video was actually.
They both
really
had
cool.
very good videos for this one. And I'm like, I said they both had stepped it up a lot from the previous one, where the first ones were just guys with acoustic guitars, and I'll go oh wow, this is like a lot. Really more polished for these, at least these first two.
Definitely. Hellgreaser, man, heavy, like you said, that kind of punk metal, horror punk vibe. Really cool song. But when I was listening to Sea Peoples, I really got kind of in a good way, man. It was like the spiritual brother to "I Want to Conquer the World" by Bad Religion.
Oh, I
that
see
same
that.
kind of.
Yeah,
Same kind of
musically no
vibe to it.
Musically no, but I know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
Lyrically, yes.
Lyrically, theme wise, it just hit into that, and I'm like, yeah, I like this, man. It was a cool little social commentary. Let's drop the bomb on everyone type thing instead of "I want to conquer the world and give all the idiots a brand new religion."
Yeah, I don't have anybody that edged out the other one. I thought they were both. Like I said, I don't think it was fair because it was like, oh man, I would have listened to both of these. Like, in its different style of I guess they're both punk. Different style of punk for each one, so I don't have a clear winner. I would listen to either of those, and I probably will. I'll probably check them.
Oh, hands down.
Check them both out a little bit more. But that was a very good bracket. If you're voting, good luck, because that was a tough one. I don't know who I'd go.
Yeah,
I'd probably have to flip a coin, honestly.
And I did some voting in the last round, but every time, man, it was the same way. It was like, who do I go with? And by the way, congratulations to All Systems Go. Romcom won that previous competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And actually, Sadie and the Mad Ryans made it to the finals.
Oh, wow. Good.
So that was quite a run. That was pretty cool.
Right on.
Anyway, competition 2 is Orphan Riot. It was Get It Right against Wrath's Anarchy United. A lot of skate punk.
Yeah.
Different types of skate punk, though. What I said, my notes had down in it that Orphan Riot would have been a band. Okay, so recognize, first of all, that if you don't know much about us, listening to us for the first time, we grew up going to the legendary Showcase Theater in Corona, California. That was our second home. I know it's well known, honestly, the world across. It's very well known for, being one of the DIY kind of punk clubs here in Southern California where we're from. And Orphan Riot would have been a band that you went and saw somebody bigger. You could have said, hey, man, let's go see Good Riddance. All right, man, hey, cool. Hey, who's opening? You would have said, oh, this band, Orphan Riot. Oh, Orphan Riot's opening? Oh, yeah, right, that's cool. It would have been that. It fit in with that kind of stuff where that would be the band to be like, I hope they're headlining. I hope they get there. I don't know if I don't know much about them, but yeah, it would have been that opening band that would have been like, oh yeah, cool, I like that band. Yeah, let's go. That's
and
cool.
Then it
would
have turned into like Orphan Riot's playing. Let's go check them out. And then who's the headlining band? Like, Well, I really don't like them, but I really like Orphan Riot, so we'll just go to the show and then we'll like kind of leave.
Yeah. But it definitely would have
leave
been
by
one.
10, yeah.
Yeah, if they were opening, you would want to make sure, like, yeah. And we always did. We always watched the whole show. But it would have been, hey, let's make sure we get there on time, man. I'm going to catch Orphan Riot. That was that band.
Right.
That Wrath was a little bit heavier, more of a
Yes.
little bit of a, I don't want to say like a crossover type stuff, a little bit of a different vibe. You try to listen to a little thing. It was cool too. But I give the nod on that one. I give to Orphan Riot. I would have been like, yeah, that would have been
Anarchy United, like you said, it was more the lyrics were more angry.
Yeah.
And it was still that skate punk, almost good riddance-y in terms of that, we have that style, but the way we're using it is different.
Right, and there was a lot of bands on here that utilized a lot of different styles. Well, I'm sure we'll get to that.
Exactly. So competition 3 is, and let me double check the notes here because I had it written one way, and it's the opposite way.
Oh, I did notice that, yeah.
Yeah, Bone Blizzard's Ceremony versus Scotty Saint, the True Believers, Better Days. This was just a clash of styles, if I remember right.
Yeah, Bone Blizzard was kind of heavy. It was more of a crossover type of punk, a little bit of hardcore added to it, if I remember correct, a little bit of a metallic edge.
I was going to say that that was borderline metal if it wasn't metal.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
Right.
And then I was some really good solos in that one too.
Yeah.
I got.
I was.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. It reminded me of some of that, early 2000s, late 90s, California style hardcore, and I couldn't put a finger on who it reminded me of.
Sick of It All with the lyrics. The vocalist had a Sick of It All type of vibe. Not saying that okay. So let me say this too, because I know a lot of the bands are going to listen to this. When I'm comparing you to bands, I'm not necessarily saying you sound like that band. It's just you're giving me a vibe of that band. Something from your song gave me a vibe of like, hey, that reminds me of so and so. Not that they sound like the band necessarily, because they don't. They don't sound like Sick of It All, but the way he did his vocals reminded me of Sick of It All. Like when it came across, I was like, man, I could be listening to Sick of It All, sing this song like completely.
And with all due respect, any comparisons we're making, any comments, any vibes, we're doing this with the utmost respect. We're not 100%. Trying to tease anybody or make fun of anybody at all. We're doing this as compliments, and if it's giving us that vibe, it's giving us kind of that reminiscent feel. And it may not, you don't sound like Sick of It All, like Dan said, but it's just that feel and that, I can get into this. And then Scotty Saints was kind of the complete opposite, man. They were, I definitely would have owned that album in the 90s, though. It was just bouncy guitar. It was sing-along lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I said, too, like sing-along lyrics, like pub rock almost. Like if you're in a bar, you're going to start singing it together.
I got it right here, hands down. And again, respect to all the bands, hands down, this is my favorite track. And there was a lot of good tracks on this playlist. Hands down, this is my favorite one, and I know it. I got it. As soon as I say this, you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. That's the Bouncing Souls. That's the Bouncing Souls with not having Greg sing. But if you took even the way, because it has that bouncy bass lines, it's got that style of punk. And what is the chorus? It's something like Hold On for Better Days or something like that. You could hear Greg singing, Hold On for Better Days. It's him. That's a Bouncing Soul song without being a Bouncing Soul song. I absolutely loved it. That is, in my opinion, this is the track of the playlist. No disrespect to anybody else completely, because I liked a lot of the songs on here, but that's the one that I was like, if I was in a band, that's what I would play. And if I was going to see bands, that's who I would do, because the Bouncing Souls to me was one of the first bands I got into. So they hold a special place for me, and to hear somebody come out like that, even the True Believers, Bouncing Souls, True Believer, like it fit. I heard that and I was like, oh man, this is,
we are the true believers. Right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, this is it. It was good. That was a really, really good track. Both bands were good because I like Sick of It All as well. Ceremony was a good band, but that's hands down, that's my favorite track on the entire playlist. And that's something to say because there was a lot of good songs on this playlist.
That's one of those competitions that they're going to make it to the finals, whoever wins that competition.
Yeah.
Easy, because they're both fantastic tracks. We had, after that, I'm trying to make sure I'm giving it, Scream of the Butterfly, Desert Song, and Skinny Bob's Stitch Up. Scream of the Butterfly, man, they gave me that, going back to the, again with respect, that classic 90s vibe, man. Give me some Alice in Chains or some Soundgarden.
Yeah, that's like
That
90s
intro,
alternative
man,
for me.
I was waiting for Chris Cornell's voice a couple of times.
There's like, I don't want to call it quite grunge, but I said this is very like reminiscent of grunge to me.
Yeah.
I think one of the other tracks later in the playlist did that for me. You know who I thought of with this band was Puddle of Mud. And I like Puddle of Mud. Don't get me wrong, I like Puddle of Mud. So over here where we're from, we have a radio station who touts themselves as the from the 90s to now. That's a band I'd hear on that station. I would totally hear them on that station. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. A comparison to Puddle of Mud, to Puddle of Mud, that's good. I like Puddle of Mud stuff, the stuff that they have played on the radio. I don't have a problem with that. That's what it gave me that vibes of. More rock than punk, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, that's where we're going with that 90s alternative rock vibe. Definitely, it's a great track. And Skinny Bob's Stitch Up, man, that was simple fun. 10 points for the Weird Science references.
I didn't even catch those.
I was watching on my TV, so I had the album covers and everything going on, and the album cover was a Weird Science reference. They had the guys wearing the bras on the head, and then even at one point in the song they mentioned Weird Science.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yay! Yeah.
This is a 70s style pogo punk band. That's what I got out of it. Even the name Skinny Bob. That's an English guy, right? Hey, who are you gonna hang with? Oh, hey, we've got to find Skinny Bob. That's what you call an English guy. I'll bet you their live show. They have a fun live show. Yeah, they have a fun live show. So. That's a band that I would like to see live after all this COVID shit, because I bet you they have a fun live show with the pogo style punk rock and just a snotty kind of style lyrics. That's a good band.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I slightly edged that one over just because it was fun, and we've had a lot of the emo stuff. I just want some fun stuff.
I dig it.
And when I'm saying emo, I mean emotional. I don't mean like the style of emo.
We're not talking about particular bands. We're just saying something that has that heartfelt stuff. Competition 5, Working Class Cannibals, The Creep. That was a really cool song. Versus Remedy playing Pandora.
Yeah.
I liked The Creep.
I did too. I thought that was a good tune. That's definitely a working class, like Oi style band. That definitely working class kind of hardcore. Gave me vibes of like The Business in the music, not the lyrics. The lyrics were a little bit more gruff than Mickey Fitz or even the Swingy Nutters.
Just the bass line, man. The bass line.
Some of the Swingy Nutters stuff too. I thought that was a good track. I like that.
We talked about singing at the bar arm in arm. That's another one, man. It's just that raw, that great song where you get to sing it arm in arm, holding the pint in your hand.
Yeah, have you ever heard like the Bruisers? The guy from the Dropkick's like first band. It's more like that, a little bit rougher than what Dropkick actually does. So I thought that was good.
Mm-hmm. And then Remedy had Pandora, really polished. I have it down as clean, man, solid breakdowns, clean vocals.
I have it more rock than punk. Definitely, it was not the same type of music. Volbeat vibe. You've ever heard Volbeat? They're from Europe somewhere. I don't remember what country they're from. It gave me that kind of vibe because the guy, like, it's heavier music, but the guy can he sings more than just the gruff stuff, which this is what we got out of here. And something about it, his vocals reminded me of the guy from Volbeat, which is not a bad thing at all. Like, I like Volbeat.
Yeah. No, I have nothing to add to that one. Okay. Number 6, competition number 6. And this is the one you really got to pay attention to. You got to take your notes because you have IQ 0, Let It Drown, versus Toxic on Repeat, Let Me Down. So I tried to make sure after I saw that, man, I'm like, okay, as I'm listening to this, I got to make sure I'm getting everything organized because with so similar song titles, it's going to be, I would easily make a mistake. Loved the intro to IQ 0, man. The guitar solos, they had the keyboard, the synth playing on that. That was really nice touch. It fit in well. And then it broke down at the end and got real.
It had a piano exit.
Yes.
Dude, when do you have a piano exit besides Layla?
Epic. Yeah. I was really excited about that keyboard synth in it too, man. And Toxic on Repeat's Let Me Drown, that was the slow burner. It was definitely a much calmer song. The lyrics were very subtle. They weren't driving, but the guitar was. So it gave it kind of that nice style. It's a sleeper pick. I think it's going to be one of those ones that's going to go far based on just that. I dig this. It's easy to listen to.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Competition 7, we have Cheer Up Dusty's I Got Fired versus 25th Mission Left Behind.
Okay, tell me that you didn't think that the Cheer Up Dusty song was going to lead to something else.
Oh, I had that right in my notes.
I was waiting for
said,
the...
I hear it and it stops. I'm like, okay, it's going to become fucking epic. And then it's over. I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's one of those, it's an interesting choice, gentlemen, to put this song on this playlist. I didn't think it was bad. I actually liked it, but I wanted to see where it went. This is one of those songs you get on an album that it goes into whatever the next song is going to be. And I could see that live too. How you play this, everybody kind of sings along with it, and then it leads into something that's a little bit more, it's faster paced. That's what I was waiting for. And because I was listening to it, and it's on YouTube, so a lot of times I'm listening on my phone while I'm working on whatever I'm working on, work actually. While I'm doing that, and I completely was like, oh, okay. And then the next song came on, I was like, wait, that's it? Did I miss something? Did I skip ahead on accident? Yeah.
It was the left jab before the right cross.
Right. Yeah.
You were waiting for that second piece of the puzzle, but the first piece of the puzzle was still good.
I liked it, but I would like to see I would like to see the track that they use right after that, because, like I said, I think that's a sing along piece of a song as an intro that just leads into something else. And we all know those songs the days when people bought albums, how it has two different titles. It has something that said what was the name of the song again, Rick? The actual name of the song?
It was I Got Fired.
Yeah, I Got Fired / She Hates Me, or whatever it is going to be. I just totally made that up, but you know what I mean? Just it goes in from one to the other, just because some albums do that. I know. I thought that's what I was going for. The next track was interesting though. I had, what was this called? It was Left Behind by 25. What was it?
25th Mission.
25th Mission. So that song, in my opinion, again, not a bad thing, went from Creed to Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I said that's like a mix of metal genres. There's a bunch of different things that went around. It
totally picked up. It was kind of that slow, hard jam in the beginning, but in that middle it picked up, and I pepped up. And I started bouncing my head more and saying, yeah.
Yeah, but I really got that because it did start off kind of slow, a little bit more melodic, and then it picked up, and I was like, this is Iron Maiden. And again, not a bad thing, but some of the notes he hit, I was like, this sounds like Iron Maiden, dude. That's Bruce Dickinson, right? So that's a compliment, by the way. Don't take that, any disrespect. I just compared you to Iron Maiden. How bad could that be?
That'll be a interesting competition to see how that goes in number 7 with Cheer Up Dusty and 25th Mission. Number 8 is Austin Reed Alleman. And I apologize if I said that wrong, if it's Allman or Allman, Going Home versus Poster Child's The Real Love Song. Now, that Austin Reed Allman song starts with piano, total singer-songwriter style. It gets that heartfelt. And again, when I'm saying stuff like this, I'm saying it with nothing but love. This is the song that, right, perfect circumstances, this is that I just got eliminated from American Idol song.
Oh,
it
okay.
Fits that.
Yeah.
It fits the tempo. It fits the style. It fits the vibe of what you're looking for. And again, that's with all due respect. That's saying it should have the honor to get to that point. It's that good. I like that quality of that song. It fits to that well.
X, you got anything? Because I'm going to trip you out with my comparison. You're going to be...
I really like this one, and I was like, it surprised me because I'm like, okay, what is this doing? And then how in the middle, how it gets a little more rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, this is a good movie. This is a very pop appeal. I enjoyed it a lot, and Once we talk about the other one, I'm going to give a comparison. So go ahead and say what you have to say, Dan.
Jason Mraz. That's what I have to say. Jason Mraz. Have you ever heard anything by Jason Mraz? Like that, it had that vibe. It had that vibe. Like I'm yours and some of that stuff. Like I caught that vibe. The singer-songwriter thing, definitely. Even with the video, him walking around in his, his hometown or whatever it was. I thought it was really good. That's a song for. You're right. I agree with Rick. That's just something you can listen to that's simple and just like, I don't want to say completely feel good, but it would be something I listen to when maybe I'm down a little bit, cause just like it's got a little bit of emotion, not the emo style stuff that Xavier was talking about, but it's got some emotion to it.
It could easily be adult contemporary crossover.
Yeah.
Something like that. Which is good for them. And Poster Child's The Real Love Song.
Yeah, that one was kind of funny.
That was an interesting one, man. The vocals caught me off guard.
They did, because with a title like that and the way the music was, I didn't expect those vocals. And then to be about that lyrical content like that, I was kind of like, oh, this is different. But it's kind of cool, too.
Yeah,
so,
it was. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say was this is like both the movie hits. Remember we were talking about in the last competition?
Yeah.
Where like these were like be standouts for like a movie soundtrack?
Yes.
This is a movie bracket.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's a very different kind of movies, but okay.
The Real Love Song almost fits in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, something like that.
and again, nothing but love for that.
Hey, one of them's gonna make it in a Kevin Smith movie, and it's not Austin Reed Allman there.
So that's gonna be fun to watch too. Competition number 9. So we're on the I believe we're in the second half of the bracket now, right?
Yeah.
The bottom half of the bracket, yeah. Subvision, Your Country Doesn't Need You. It was a live track versus Detention in Reverse. Now, keep in mind, Detention is actually the LSP4 winners. These kids are still teenagers.
Oh, wow.
Really?
They're still teenagers, man. Yeah, the previous champs are still teenagers. They were freaking awesome. It was...
what's the name of the first band again?
Is Subvision.
Subvision.
Oh, Subvision. Okay.
Okay.
See, some of it mixed me up because I couldn't figure out.
I know they're gonna hate me for this. Detention was a little more polished. Subvision, for being recorded live, a lot of the tracks got muffled. You didn't hear like the rhythm, melody kind of pop out, and the vocals. Everything was kind of like on a flat level. And I don't mean any disrespect. I love Your Country Doesn't Need You. I thought it was a great song, but just because it suffered from recording live and not being professionally mixed. That's my only gripe, and I don't mean any disrespect because I can't do this shit.
Yeah. I'm going to be completely honest. I was obsessed watching the Flying V guitar most of that video. Because it's just fun to see one of those. No, like you said, great song, good hardcore style song again, man. It's a headbanger. I don't give my personal opinions too often on them, but on where I want to vote. But that Detention song was killer, man. That opening riff I almost thought was going to be from God Damn It. It was almost a Blink-182 entrance, but it had the melodies, it had the harmonies, and it may have just been, like you said, the fact that it was a live track versus a very recorded track that was polished. I dug it a heck of a lot. And thinking about these kids being teenagers, man, good for them.
I thought the Subvision track was like UK Subs kind of a sound, which is that's a good comparison. And then the other one, Detention. I guess we should start off by saying they are a female fronted band.
Yes.
Tilt is what I kind of got at with some darker overtones because it was a little bit darker than something Tilt would have, but Tilt kind of leaned a little bit darker. Detention is a little darker than that. It was good though. I don't have a clear winner there. They're different. I'm gonna reserve comment on what I was gonna say.
All right, competition 10, Murderland's Splitsville versus the Lousketeers, Maybe One Day.
So, Murderland's track, he hit like an Axl thing every once in a while in his vocal patterns. The lyrics were kind of gory for what it was, like talking about losing his intestines and stuff. Nothing was bad. It was like, what is it, like a breakup song? Is that kind of what I was? Is that what he's getting at?
That's kind of the vibe I was getting.
Yeah, that's kind of like a breakup, kind of a nasty breakup kind of vibe. It was all right.
It is, and I did some research on Murderland, looking for Instagram tags and things like that, and this is actually one of their poppier songs.
Oh wow!
Really?
They're usually a little bit more horror punk, darker edge to them. So yeah.
I saw like this one was like really 90s pop punk, so good song, both good songs.
Mm-hmm. Lousketeers was pretty cool. It was definitely what I like to call a quarantine. The same as everybody. One of those ones that was just happened to be written in quarantine. So it had that rawness to it, but yeah, hindsight is 20/20, and that's kind of what I felt like the theme of the song was. It's maybe one day we'll get all this back.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is like a lot of them where I saw like a heavy quarantine vibe for like throughout the playlist. I'm not singling anybody out right now. I look when they were recording, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a quarantine, like written during quarantine. Like especially if it was written like anytime after, put up on YouTube anytime after May. I'm like, yeah, this is like the results of being in quarantine for so long.
Yeah. Cool. Moving on to number 11, competition 11. This was Prescribed Fire's, one of Dan's favorite phrases, New Normal.
Yeah. Hey.
Yes, I've seen your TikTok videos.
Yes. And tell me that this wasn't the coolest video on this playlist. And by that I mean there were a lot more polished videos, but this was totally made with a phone. Totally made with it. I mean, and it's like it's screen recordings. Because the new normal they're talking about is the way we are with apps and stuff like that. So the video is completely done with Snapchat filters and Instagram filters and, clicking through one app to another. That's what it is. I thought that was genius. I thought it was like the most innovative video, one of the most innovative videos we had. And I actually have that written down as innovative as far as the video is concerned. The song itself, I think, is just kind of intelligent and smart-ass at the same time. Like, that's what I have written down for in an innovative video. It was fantastic, and the music was intelligent, and it's smart-ass is what it is. It's very tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. I really enjoyed that song, and I really, really enjoyed the video.
Which I'm sure was the vibe for the artists anyway, because it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And Multivision's Rewind, the guitar intro with the drums, I really liked. I got another one of those 90s, 2000s hard rock feels with it. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I have written down too. Yeah, and again, this could be one of those movie soundtrack tunes. This is the montage scene. Yeah. Or what did I write down? No, I didn't write it here. I thought I wrote it down. I was thinking like Rocky IV, I think is which one it was. After Apollo died, Rocky's driving the car. That's kind of what popped in my head, but not in a bad way. Again, not in a bad way. So, I don't even know where to go on that one, man. That's a good one. I'm gonna give it slightly to Prescribed Fire, or is it Prescribed Fires? Can't read my own writing. Yes, Prescribed Fires. Just because I like that video so much, but the other team is pretty good. When I was talking to Rick about how am I going to judge these, I go, are we judging like on the songs alone or the videos? Because you have to remember sometimes, like when MTV played videos, a good video would produce you a hit even though it's a shitty song. Yeah. I'm not saying any song is shitty. I'm just saying like, sometimes that gives you the edge on voting. Mm-hmm. But same thing, vice versa. Sometimes an amazing song could have a so-so video. Yeah. And it would blow things away. Anyway. Number 12, I have this starred as what I consider a cool matchup. Delay the End, the last song, versus Casket Culture, The Phantom. So, Delay the End was the more poppy punk song. It was the the skate punk, fat record style.
Yeah, I thought it was good rhythm and vocals for this one.
This one gave me the early Good Riddance vibe in the music.
Oh yeah, okay. I had to look up my notes. I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I listened to it, but I must have missed writing something down for that band. Yeah, that was a good song. Good Riddance. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Even as I was listening to it, I'm listening to the lyrics, I'm listening to the style of music. This is what Zerborg and I used to write. This is the stuff, even as late as a couple of years ago, man. He was sending riffs to me, I was sending lyrics back and forth to him. This is stuff we would have written.
That's cool.
So it has a nice little place in my heart for that. But I really, really dug the Casket Culture song too. The Phantom, that dark vibe. I kid you not, man. This is the punk rock Phantom of the Opera song.
Okay,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly with what they're doing video wise, with what they're doing artistically and everything. It is that punk rock Phantom of the Opera song.
Yeah, it was good.
I like this one because the video was just their cover, but the way they flipped it around and changed it around was just innovative. I mean, it shows that you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to do anything like performance-wise to record a good video. You could do what simple things that you have, and it's just like flipping the picture and changing things around. Really cool. I liked Casket Culture, The Phantom. Good song, very dark song. Both really good songs, but I enjoyed them both. Really good bracket.
And that's why I said that's a good competition. Really, but first round, man, that's going to be heartbreaking for one of those two songs because they're both really, really well done. Number 13 is the Dang It's, 6 Miles to Mexico versus the Maybes, Contra Todos.
Speaking of videos, as soon as you throw out a Brazzers reference, is that this video had done that? Was I imagining that, or was this my ad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
it was taking old footage from old exploitation movies or something, and putting that in there. I got vibes of like bands like Zeke, like Nashville Pussy. It was kind of that, just a little bit dirty, but at the same time like old hardcore, like Circle Jerks.
Yeah, that's
Black,
why I got
Black
80s
Flag.
hardcore.
Yeah,
totally.
In that vein, it was good. It was a good song. I actually thought like, hey, this is actually kind of cool. And then the video, I mean, it was different. It was different as far as the video, but I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. Put a smile on my face.
Yeah, good old rock and roll. And the Maybes Contra Todos, a little more psychedelic.
I got a lot of surf vibe from it.
Yeah, this is not a matchup that's another one that's like it doesn't go. Like there's two very different tracks. Like one is really fast.
The contrasting styles.
Yeah, the other one is like this little psychedelic alternative indie rock track that was okay, but it didn't match up. Like that's, you're gonna get fans of that one who like one or the other just because that's your style.
Yeah, but that different style, man, that psychedelic, it had the Spanish style guitar, had some of the Spanish beats to it. Really, it's gonna give it the ability to stand out, though.
They can play.
It's gonna be one of the ones that. Yeah, they're fantastic. So it's going to give it the ability to stand out. And they both have it. The Dang It's have it because of that video. They have that standout piece right there too. So, good luck to both of those acts. Number 14 is Alive at Midnight with the song Alive at Midnight versus Dirty Wheels. Is it Chopper Animals? Did I write that right?
Oh, yeah, Chopper Animal. Yeah. So Alive at Midnight was that the video was just tour shenanigans, a little bit more rock than the other one. The track was a little heavier. I liked it. I thought
that one was like another shout back at the crowd anthem.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. The video was entertaining too. And I know we're talking about what it is, but if it's on YouTube, I'm gonna partially put in what the video looks like. Not entirely, because our podcast here, if you're listening to this on YouTube, all you see is our logo. So
or sometimes a picture.
Yeah, sometimes a picture, but that's not discounting anything. I thought it was a good track. I would listen to that again. I would definitely listen to that again and check that band out. The other track was heavier. I got more of an Agnostic Front type of vibes, some of the little bit more metal tinged Agnostic Front type stuff. some gruff vocals.
Hard
I got like a lot of
hardcore.
like thrash skate punk to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really
definitely.
raw.
Still in that same vein. A little bit more metal tinged than your traditional hardcore. And Agnostic Front's newer stuff is like that. That's kind of what it is. More of a closer to crossover than just straight punk. Good track. That's a hard one. That's probably another coin flip. Honestly, with that track, if I was voting, I'd have to flip a coin for that one.
Yeah, I see that.
Pick.
Matchup 15 I have listed again as another one of those diverse matchups, big contrasts in styles. It's the Mopes, I Don't Know How to Say Goodbye, versus Reject the Silence, Wolves.
You know who Don't Know How to Say Goodbye reminded me a lot of, or like in the same vibe of, the Lemonheads.
I can see that.
Not quite punk, but like a little bit like more aggressive than alternative.
Yeah, okay.
I got
Yeah.
Then we're like
I got
right in the
that.
middle.
I got that.
That's what it reminded me of. I mean,
Blink
great, both.
182-ish.
Yeah, good songs. Like just a little poppy alternative with a slight edge to it, like Lemonheads. Like I think.
I could see that, especially some of the newer Lemonheads with Bill Stevenson drumming.
Yeah, there's definitely influence there.
What was it? Was it Steve's Boy?
Steve's Boy, yeah.
Yeah. I still got a little bit of a Blink 182 vibe from him. Kind of that intro reminded me a little bit of All the Small Things.
It's punk. It's punk. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more on the emotional side of punk, the emo side of punk, more
It was
melodic.
catchy,
but
man. It was one of those
It
ones
was good.
yeah.
The Mopes is for that. If your sound is what that kind of track is, then the Mopes is a very appropriate name. I thought so. I thought the Mopes is a very appropriate name for the kind of vibe that they're putting out, if that's what they sound like. But it was good. The other one was more rock.
Yeah.
Back to that 90s, 2000 hard rock thing. I thought that's a long track too. At
You know
5
who they
minutes
reminded
long,
me
it's a
of?
long track.
They reminded me of him. Of anybody, I don't know why.
Okay.
Like the same, like the same genre of him. Like if you go see him, they'd be opening up for him.
Okay, I could see that. They've got that machine gun drum, the double bass drum style, the really driving guitar, good vibe, the melodic vocals. Yeah, I could see it in kind of that vein.
I can, but this is the track, and you said it earlier when you were talking about, hey, some of that grunge stuff. This is the track that I thought, this sounds like kind of a cross, and again, vibes. We're always talking about vibes. A cross between Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. Because I caught that Alice in Chains vibe a little bit more with the music, but sometimes some of the notes he hit, and when it got a little bit more aggressive in the music, I was like, that's more of a Soundgarden type vibe. So it's kind of those two. I thought that was in my head anyway. It was a real appropriate comparison to say. You kind of sound like these two bands. Like what if they had a.
And that's what we had said. We had said something similar to that earlier, but yeah, it totally makes sense here too. So very cool. Honestly, this last competition, I think one of these two bands is going to be able to take it. It's We Punch Tigers, Don't Trust Anyone, versus Left Hand Black, Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Now, I was fortunate enough to get a little preview of Left Hand Black. I can't stop listening to their album. It is a really freaking amazing album.
And they're from where? They're not from the United States, right? They're from Europe?
No. Yeah, they're somewhere in Europe. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
but We Punch Tigers isn't. They're not from the United States either. That's an English band.
No.
Yeah, in fact, it says right there UK punk.
Yeah, and it is the epitome of UK punk.
Oh,
it is
that
UK
is
punk at its best, man.
That is.
Dude, it's just anarcho punk, and you know what I liked about it? It was just not that really like punchy stuff that you hear from a lot of bands trying to go back to that UK old punk.
Yeah.
You say that, and then I'm going to tell you that I thought the music was crass. The music and the lyrics were crass.
That's exactly what I thought too. They had that in my notes.
The vocal delivery was more like Conflict, a little bit more like Conflict's vocals rather than crass, because it doesn't have didn't quite have the snottiness of Steve Ignorant of Crass. It was a little bit more. I don't really want to say mature, but a little bit more serious than sometimes Steve Ignorant got.
I don't want to say
with his
more
Cockney
contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Conflict's like that. Conflict is a little bit more serious than Crass is, and Conflict had records on Crass's label and stuff, but the music was full on that. Like this could be Crass. This music could be a Crass, thing, and somebody's singing over it. It was really good. I really, really like that track because again, that's the
really
punk
great
I
track.
grew up with. That is 100% the punk.
Yeah,
I grew up with.
Exactly. But I don't discount Left Hand Black in that same vein, man. That's also punk we grew up with. That's the dark horror punk. That was probably We Punch Tigers and stuff we were probably listening to, 96, 97, 98. As we transitioned and more horror punk became prevalent, we were hearing that like 99, 2000. That's what we would have been listening to about that time.
Yeah. That's what it would have been. My love always falls to the original stuff that I started listening to, even though I love a bunch of other stuff too. So Left Hand Black was good. I get, just because of nostalgia, I think I give it slightly to the other way, but that's a hard choice.
Yeah.
I don't discount anybody who has to make that choice, because that is a very, very hard choice to make. Again,
and
honestly, two very different styles.
And when you told me what your favorite song in this competition was, I thought it would be coming out of this bracket.
Really? Yeah, because that We Punch Tigers song, yeah, maybe. But I don't know, man. When I listened to that Scotty Saints and the True Believers song, it got me. I was like, this is Bouncing Souls, man. This is Bouncing Souls, and I got all these years later, I got a love for Bouncing Souls. So yeah, that one just did it. But again, yeah, you're right. We Punch Tigers is definitely something that I saw that and I listened to it. I was like, ooh, I want to hear some more of this band. Like, definitely. There's a lot of bands on here that I would definitely, I will, not that I would like to, I will definitely check out some more. There was so much good stuff on this playlist. This was a really, really, really strong playlist.
And again, for any of the bands on this competition, if you want us to review your album, just send us an email, send us a link, send us an MP3, whatever you got, and we'll be more than happy to review it for you guys.
You don't need to review it. You want us to
just play it on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you just want us to play your song on the podcast, we will be more than happy to play your song, or a couple of songs on the podcast. No doubt. Anytime. We don't make money, you don't make money. It's an even trade, man. But yeah,
we're the only podcast that doesn't care if we get demonetized.
Right, because we don't make any money to begin with. It actually costs us money to do. Now, there's plenty of podcasts that cost them money to do, but you get the idea. I think that's it, man. We got anything else we want to talk about?
So just remember to vote for this, and if you're in the United States, remember to vote. Voting has already begun, and it's going to end on November 3rd. So make sure you vote for your presidential choice of your whatever. This is not one of those things where you can say I don't like either candidate, I'm not going to vote. Make sure you vote.
Definitely. And thanks as always to Wayne Smith Music for having us be part of the Last Song Playing family here, as we get a chance to listen to these songs and explore some new bands and show them the love that they deserve, man. So go on to Wayne Smith Music on Facebook. It's Last Song Playing presented by Wayne Smith Music. Check them out. Subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTubes of these people. While you're at it, click and subscribe up to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. And thanks for listening.